this episode of the Circle of Fists, we are doing the custom audio electronics MC-404. The custom audio electronics MC-404 is a hot-rodded wah pedal designed by Dunlop and Bob Bradshaw. The MC-404 features dual fossil inductors with two distinct voices, a built-in MC-401 boost/line driver to add flexibility, and an internal Q and gain adjustment knobs. This wah pedal comes with true hardwire bypass. The custom audio electronics MC-404 retails for $170.
My name is Woody Garcia. I've been playing guitar since I was 12, so 26 years. My favorite style of music is probably funk. The kind of gear I'm using. Today I'll be using a 2012 Fender American Select Telecaster through a Friedman Small Box 50 through a 112 Friedman cab. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kris Urquides. I've been playing for about roughly 15 years or so. I'm mostly a metal, hard rock, and kind of blues, but predominantly metal, but always mess around with some other things. And today I'm going to be going into a Kemper, into a 212 Legacy cab with vintage 30s.
Hi, my name is Hudson. I've been playing guitar for 12 years. My favorite style of music is 90s rock. Today I'll be playing through my Fender Telecaster through Fender Hot Rod Deluxe 3 combo amp.
Good afternoon. My name is Kris Whelton, and I think I first picked up a guitar in college. That would have been 1982. But I've really only been playing professionally for about the past 10 years. My style in the sort of blues rock. So what I brought today was my #1 amp. That's a 1969 Fender Super Reverb. And also I'm going to be playing
Hello, my name is David Walston. I've been playing guitar for about 13 years. My favorite style of music has to be metal, but it ranges anything from jazz to classic rock to progressive music. Right now I'm using a Kemper amp out of a Legacy 212, and the guitar is a Carvin Becker. But due to a work injury, I will not be playing, but I will be giving my 2 cents.
Alright, today we're doing the wah from Custom Audio Electronics.
It's called an MC-404.
MC-404. Obviously this is your pedal.
Yes.
What do you guys think? You want to go around or how do you want to do it? Kris, you want to start? You're raising your hand.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
No, it was just an extremely fun pedal. If there's, I mean, nothing really that I found wrong with it. I wouldn't really use the boost much, but yeah, I just love the voicing of it. It was extremely fun. It was just kind of hard to find like the perfect riff for it. I was trying to find something, and I just had a lot of fun with it. And it's just this extremely fun pedal. The only, if I had to say one drawback, which isn't even like I could totally live with it, is that crossover point is pretty fast.
Yeah.
You know, right when it goes from dark to bright really quick. But I think over some time and a little bit of practice, you could find that sweet spot. But
Well, and there's actually internal trim pots
nice.
where you can control the sweep. So I've only briefly messed with it because I actually wish the sweep was a little tighter also.
Yeah.
Not so wide.
Yeah, it's just super fun. Built really well. I like this like plexiglass thing you added to it, and awesome pedal.
I really like this pedal, and the thing I liked the most about it was once I found, for me, the sweet spot, I really like the voice. So I know we're going to talk about amps, and you saw like I messed with my amp because I knew exactly what to do with it. The only thing that bothered me a little bit was I thought that the sweep was too narrow for me. Yeah, because it did cross over really quickly for me, and I was looking for more. I was looking for more of a spectrum with my foot.
Being a little sensitive with it.
Yeah. But
Did you guys mess with the different inductor, how the little red and yellow light?
Yeah.
So the red one, the sweep's very different. It's a way darker sweep.
Right.
And then the yellow inductor, it's real wide and bright, more vintagey.
Yeah,
like Crybaby-ish.
I really, there's so much I like about the pedal. I love the finish on it. I love like the look of it. It's really, I could, if I had it for an afternoon before a gig, I could totally get it dialed in. Like I was really
It's kind of built like a tank too.
It feels like it.
It feels like it's very heavy. It's very heavy.
Like you just trust it.
It's like if you needed to protect yourself at a gig, you're straight cracking someone upside their head with that thing. Like,
now Bradshaw knocked it out of the park with like the durability of that thing.
definitely.
It's really cool. I don't use wahs in my rig, never have. This is probably maybe the 3rd time I've used a wah pedal, but it was a lot of fun. Like I would really think about picking one of these up, you know, just because I really like the dark and bright transition there. I like the bright, like more of it, vintage like wah sound, and the dark was cool though too. I mean, it's got a lot of options. I didn't mess with the boost, but I think it was a little tight on the transition. What do you call it? The sweep?
The sweep, yeah.
The sweep I thought was pretty tight because I would like to, every ounce of where my foot's going, I want to have a different part of the wah.
Really work it.
I felt like when it's down like this, I felt like it took quite a while to start brightening it up, regardless of which one I was on.
Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, it looks really cool. That's a plus.
And
it sounds rad. Dude.
That's the
Like,
nice part is you can adjust that sweep.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I
I've owned it
definitely
for a little
adjust.
while and I really haven't put the time in to get it perfect because wah is like one of those things that where I just use it when I need it. I don't usually like use it just for the sake of using it for fun or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's more like serves its purpose. But I guess I need to maybe spend some more time with it, like, because it's kind of that's the only like downside is that you have to like take this whole plexiglass thing off to get to the trim.
That plexiglass adds some style to it, though.
So
It looks cool.
it does look good, and it looks nice on the board, and it doesn't. That's one of the things is like when you do take the feet off and you have it fastened to a board, you lose some of that height, and it doesn't like even though it's not that much, it makes a difference. So that plexiglass make that piece of acrylic makes up for it.
And that was, you said it was an added on that you
That's
did,
an
right?
add-on that I got.
You
It's
bought.
made by Mission Engineering. It's actually the bottom of their expression and volume pedals.
Gotcha, okay.
So it's like their piece
Their
to
piece
add
that you
to
added
a
on
pedal
to.
board.
Gotcha.
And I have some other pedals in
Right,
there,
right,
so I was
right,
like, well, I'll just get this. This will work.
Yeah.
I know it'll fit.
How much is this something?
This wah was, I think it's like 160 or 170 or something. It's not a cheap wah, but it is pretty versatile. And then this little acrylic thing was like 15 bucks or something. But I do like it a lot. I think if I just actually like took this off and left it off for a day and really messed with it.
Yeah.
And then found like all the sweet spots and got the sweeps where I want them. And then just put it back and just never mess with it.
That'd be the
It's
one.
there's actually, there's a sweep adjust for each inductor, so there's 2 of those. And then there's also a gain pot in there too. So
the boost?
just for the wah itself. It's kind of weird. So you can even like, I
Right.
think smooth it out
That's
even
pretty
more,
cool, actually.
you know,
I didn't know that.
or make it like more squawky maybe. I'm not sure. So.
That's cool.
It's definitely something like I would recommend if you get it to really spend some time with it. Like I haven't spent enough time with
I have one question. Is it true bypass?
it. It is.
Okay, there you go.
That was one of the other selling points for me was that because you don't see that in the wah too often.
Right.
So
Crazy.
yeah, you're.
So I own the Dimebag Crybaby Wah, and it kind of has some of the features, the boost.
That one has a lot of features.
Yeah.
It's got those 3 extra little trim knobs.
Yeah,
too,
it's got
you
like
know?
a mid or a volume, a Q, and like
Yeah.
fine tuning.
I like that wah.
I spent a couple hours with it, and I really fine tuned that tone. But I think you can do the same with this, and I think this is kind of it on steroids in a way.
Okay.
Whenever everyone was playing it, I was kind of digging the classic tone too.
I like
That
the
seemed to
classic
have
one more.
a better sweep, but kind of like everybody said, if we were to
Yeah.
fix the sweep to kind of have a better spectrum, I think it would work.
The red one, it's so dark though. Like if you want some really like weird, like
Yeah.
moody, dark rock kind of tones, you can get there with that red one too.
Yeah.
You know, yellow is just more classic, kind of.
The other thing I liked too was the knob for the boost. My Dimebag Wah, you put that on and you're just blown away.
It does.
It's
It
automatic
is.
feedback.
It is too crazy.
So this seems like you can really dial that in before it
You
like
can.
really kills your amp.
And you don't need much. I found that I get better tones. I didn't really, like when we were shooting, I didn't really use the boost. But I found that in using it, the lower you keep it, you just get just that extra little push
Yeah.
to where it cuts
Sauce
through a
on
little
top.
bit more. It's a little bit of sauce on top for sure.
All right. A few of you guys actually messed with your amps. I think, did you do it?
I did. I
Yeah,
turned my
you said
gain
no.
up because I just wanted a little more sauce.
Okay, you turned it down?
I turned it up.
Oh, you turned it up.
Sauce, man.
Gotcha, you turned it up. Okay.
So-
So that's all you did, though? Is you just turned your gain up?
Typically in my signal chain, when I'm using that,
Right.
is I have the clon on
Yeah.
in front of the amp distortion. So it's like
Gotcha.
just driving it a little harder, and then with that, like the clon just makes my tone even that much more mid-rangey. So then you turn that on, and you can like, 'cause sometimes wah, like if your tone settings aren't right, it just kind of gets lost a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like so having like the clon to offset, like kind of like what you lose a little bit, really makes it stand out. I think a little bit more than the boost.
Oh, wow. Okay. So then, Kyle, you did?
Yeah, I started off on my clean channel,
Okay.
doing like more spacey type stuff with it, just like psychedelic, like just weird stuff that you can do with it. And then I switched over to my crunch. That way I could get more of like you were doing some Hendrix, man. It's like some of that vibe. It just, I don't know, it's great on both. It sounded freaking sweet.
So what I did, and I never do this with my amp, and I just did it because I'm not using another pedal, is typically what I would have, when I have a Crybaby wah, just the standard one, which is not half this pedal, but it's a good, I always have a distortion in front of that.
Gotcha.
And because I didn't have a distortion up there, what I did was I turned all my pickups down, and I went to the amp and I drove the amp all the way up by putting the volume on 10, and I drove the intensity up to about 9, and I brought the highs up in it.
Okay.
And then I slowly brought up the pickups and sort of let the amp act as the overdrive.
Gotcha.
So that I was just trying to get some breakup on the signal. And then just sort of tried to find my way to find that sweet spot on the pedal, and at the end I kind of found it and dug it. I do have one criticism of it.
Absolutely.
I had to, when I first tried to engage it on this pedal, you got to really click it down. You know, because you can't just like toe tap it and you're going, because it didn't. The first 2 times I hit it, the light didn't come on for me.
I was noticing that when I did a really fast foot. Well, I was like, it's going to click off, and it never did. And I was like, kind of actually like that feature of it, because you can just go wild with it and trust it.
Okay, so I've got a ginormous foot. So for me, I wear size 16 shoes. So for me, I need that
big toe.
that pushback. You know,
But you have to be intentional when you hit it. You have to hit it and hear that click, or else it's not going to be on.
Gotcha.
And that's, for me, it's like I'm on it, and then I'm just like, I could stomp on it, and it works. And I know that even if I do lightly, during the sweep, or even if I'm sweeping hard, it won't turn it off, which is what I like.
That's good.
Yeah. I can see that.
You don't want it to turn it off.
Yeah, that was actually
Unintentionally.
Right.
That was going to be a replacement. I had a 535, and I thought it was epic, and I had it all dialed in. And when it gave out, I think the input jack finally gave out, and I fixed it 2 or 3 times, just bent pieces of metal and trying to lean stuff inside of it to touch other things or whatever. And you just try whatever you can to keep your gear working. You open it up and try to figure it out. And after I couldn't keep it alive anymore, I was eventually going to try and get one of these guys. I just never got around to it. But I haven't played one, so I'm happy I finally got to play one. It's a super fun pedal.
Absolutely. Overall thoughts?
Yes, I have a question. So there's the big question, right? Where do you put the wah in the chain?
Okay. I wanted to talk about
Right, so let's talk about that. So my setup is tuner, first overdrive, wah pedal, second overdrive, and then I go to reverb or digital delay.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people that put it at the very end of the chain.
Yeah.
And that's, I think you just got to work with your pedal board to figure out what works for you. And that's why I asked the question about true bypass, because people always say, well, the wah is it's a filter. So if you put it in the front and it's off, it shouldn't be filtering everything that's after it. But if you put it at the end, it might filter what comes through it. And I don't know. So I'm just telling you, for me, it's pedal number 3.
I always keep it first in the chain. That's always where it's just worked for me. I've never really been a fan of gain after or gain before wah. Because then to me, you get this really, really even more drastic sweep. Because you're already taking a distorted signal and then filtering it. So rather than filtering the clean signal and then distorting that, you're filtering an already distorted signal. So that filter to me is more drastic because of how much gain that's coming through. So I like the way the dirty sounds right after it, basically. And then I even sometimes put a pitch shifter on. And even then, I still keep it after it, but before my gain, and it works for me. So, though that's one of those things, though, is everyone does it weird. They do their own thing. Even Gilmore on Echoes, the way he gets those whale noises, is he plugs it in reverse.
Really?
He actually plugs the input into the output and the output into the input, and then you put your volume on max and you roll your tone knob all the way down, and then you just like give it a little bit of tone, and that makes the squeal.
I'm gonna
and
try
then you put
that.
a delay on it, and it's like
Instant
whales humping in the ocean. It's trippy. So like that's one of those things like wah-wahs, you can put them like all over the place. Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine puts it in the effects loop. Like that drastically changes the tone like so much. I have an H9 in my loop, and so I would use a wah-wah patch before I got this, and it just didn't do it. I just like couldn't do a wah in the loop, so I'm like, I got to get a dedicated wah and put it in front.
I think that Stevie put his wah in front of two TS9s, right?
I'm not sure.
Because I know he ran a pair of tube screamers, and I think the wah pedal is before it.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
And then Hendrix would do, like, what was it?
You did it all, man.
Yeah, I think like fuzz before wah, fuzz after wah, like, I think probably both. It was probably just like whatever he was feeling.
We're gonna get 1,000 comments if you guys are wrong. You
Oh,
guys,
yeah.
in the comment section, like, you guys are idiots. Like, no dumbasses. It's this way. It's gonna be like a million. Yeah, but I'm good with that. That's cool.
So feel free to correct me, however fucked up whatever I just said was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you said it. This bad boy was how much again?
Like 160 or something.
Okay, so under $200. We'll say that at least under $200.
Something like that.
Okay, so
Correct me on that too.
$199.99.
Yeah.
No. Buy it? Yes or no?
Definitely. I'd buy
Yes. Yes, it's yours.
I've now bought
Yeah.
it twice.
You bought it twice. You have two alumni, so he's
No, I actually
Oh.
bought it and sold it.
and then
regretted it.
And regretted it.
Which is like the ultimate endorsement. Like that is the ultimate thing right there.
Well, okay, so I had a good reason though. I bought the Crybaby Mini because I wanted more space on my board.
Right.
Okay.
But then there's that whole giant foot thing and Mini Crybaby. I'm stupid. Like, just, it's like, not work.
Did not work.
So I have just a basic crybaby, and if mine goes out, I'd probably go looking for that.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Buy it for me so I can buy a third one.
If I was to use a wah, I would absolutely buy it. It was a lot of fun, ton of fun. I don't use wah.
don't
I
use
never
it.
have.
Right.
I was learning how to use it while we were playing. Because you got to actually think about stuff. I'm like, oh, great drums.
I did that too. I kind of forgot. I haven't used a wah in forever, so it took me a minute to remember the certain kind of way you have to do
When you press it,
continuously
right.
while you're going. Yeah, because there was a couple times I just stopped to play and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like whoa, I gotta keep moving it. So yeah,
Yeah, I would.
it was bad.
I would buy it. I mean, I did. My pops handed me down a Crybaby from the '80s or something.
Oh.
I messed around with it. The pots or whatever were messed up, so I had like this crackling in it. So I mean, going from that to this, it would be a great improvement.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive either. I mean, I'd
Yeah,
consider
under $200
buying it
for
for
that.
sure.
Especially for what you get. I mean, even just the build quality, like I would say, is well worth over $200.
Yeah.
Like I would.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, if the price tag was $250, I could see that. You know what I mean? And I don't
I'm
think that would be a
surprised
stretch.
it's not that
Yeah,
much.
that wouldn't be that much of a stretch. Just, I mean, just the
Who
security
makes
standpoint
the
alone.
piece you put on the bottom?
Mission Engineering.
Mission engineering.
Yeah.
Cool. Is the
They do
class.
that.
They make
pedals?
volume pedals and expression pedals, and
It's overheating, it says for no reason.
Nice.
they make a bunch of stuff.
They make
And
a
that's
bunch
just
One little
one
thing
of
they
their
do.
add-ons to their pedals. But all the laws like that form factor are all the same size, so it's
Gotcha. Yeah.
it's
that
like
makes sense.
universal.
Gotcha. Very cool. Last overall thoughts? Anybody?
It's cool.
We good? Cool.
Dig it.
All right.
Liked it.
Yeah,
That's the wall. Boom.
buying it soon.
Not yet.